Have you ever felt like you've studied hundreds of English words, but when it's time to speak, your mind just goes blank? You're not lazy, you're consistent, but somehow vocabulary slips away like sand through your fingers. Welcome back to Kunzy in English, the place where we learn English not just with logic, but with emotion, persistence, and truly effective strategies. Today, we're diving deep into one of the biggest struggles every English learner faces: how to remember vocabulary easily for the long term and use it exactly when you need it. You see, vocabulary is the foundation of any language. Without words, you can't understand others. Without words, you can't express your thoughts. Vocabulary is the key that allows you to communicate, connect, and express yourself in English. And in this podcast, you won't just learn a few memory tricks. You'll discover a completely new approach to learning vocabulary. Smarter, more natural, and far more enjoyable. Today's goal? To help you turn vocabulary learning from a boring task into an exciting journey. Learn less, remember more, and most importantly, be able to use what you've learned instantly. Are you ready? Let's begin. The biggest mistake in learning vocabulary. Now let's talk about something important. The biggest mistake that almost every learner makes when trying to memorize vocabulary. Here it is. Trying to learn too many words at once. It feels productive, right? You grab a long list of 20, 30, even 50 words and tell yourself, I'll memorize them all today. But here's the truth. Your brain doesn't work that way. It doesn't like being forced. It doesn't remember things when they're crammed in like a suitcase that won't close. Instead, your brain remembers through connection, repetition, and emotion. So what's the smarter way? Learn less, but learn deeply. Just 5 words a day. Yes, only 5. But here's the secret. Don't just read them, use them. Think with them. Speak them aloud. Write something with them. Even a simple sentence. Say them in your head during the day. Imagine situations where you might use them. This is how words stop being strangers and become a part of you. It's not about how many words you collect. It's about how many words you can actually use. And that changes everything. Connect new words with personal experience. This is a powerful secret. If you want to remember vocabulary for a long time, connect the word to your own life. Let's try with the word observe. It means to watch carefully. Now, close your eyes for a second. Imagine you're sitting on your balcony. A child is playing quietly with a toy car. You don't speak. You just observe, you watch. The sun is rising. You see a vendor riding a bicycle. A cat is lying lazily near the door. Everything is calm and still. That is observe. You're not just learning the word, you're feeling it. Now try making a sentence. I love to observe the quiet streets in the early morning. Or say it out loud. Really say it. Feel the word in your mouth. Let it become part of you. Vocabulary is not just a list. It's an experience. And when you connect a word with your own world, it stays with you forever. Learn words in context, not in isolation. There's a simple reason why you often forget new words. It's because you're learning them one by one, like puzzle pieces without a picture. But let's pause for a moment. Instead of learning a word alone, try to place it in a context, a full sentence, a real situation. Context means the words and ideas around the word. It gives the word meaning. It brings the picture to life. Let's take the word curious. It means you want to know something. If you only learn curious equals want to know, you'll forget it quickly. But try this sentence. I was curious about how the magician did the trick. You're not just learning a word, you're imagining the moment, the surprise, the feeling. That's the power of context. Vocabulary isn't just a list. It's part of a living story inside your mind. Visualization. Picture it in your mind. Here's a secret that works like magic. It's called visualization, the art of seeing words in your mind. When you learn a new word, don't just read it. Picture it. Turn it into an image. Let's take the word tower. Close your eyes. Can you see the Eiffel Tower? Or maybe a tall apartment building touching the clouds? Now try this sentence. I saw a tower that touched the sky. That's not just a sentence. That's a scene, a feeling, a memory. And that's how your brain loves to learn, with images, with emotion. This technique works great with nouns like tower, river, mountain, and with action verbs like run, jump, climb. So every time you learn a word, turn it into a movie in your mind, and you'll remember it longer, deeper, and easier. Tell a short story with new words. One of the best ways to remember new words is to create a short story. It doesn't have to be long, just 2 to 3 sentences. Let's try it with the word lazy. Here's a small story. I felt lazy yesterday. I stayed on the couch all day and ate popcorn. See how simple it is? But that little story helps you connect the word lazy with a real situation. So, whenever you think about laziness, you'll remember this scene. Now try doing this with other new words. Pick one word and create your own short story. Base it on your real-life habits, feelings, or experiences. You'll be amazed at how words stop feeling foreign. They become part of your daily life. Group words by theme or synonyms. Here's another great trick to help you learn words faster and remember them better. It's to study words in groups. Instead of learning each word separately, group them by theme or synonyms. For example, happy, feeling good. Joyful, full of joy. Cheerful, being bright and happy. Excited, filled with excitement. Instead of just learning happy, you learn the whole group of words, and you'll notice how each word connects to the others. Now try this small exercise. Create a sentence using the related words. For example, I was happy to see my old friend again. She looked so cheerful and excited. By doing this, not only will you remember more words, but you'll also understand how to use them in different situations. Learn words through antonyms. Here's a super effective way to learn new words. It's to study antonyms. When you learn a pair of antonyms, you don't just remember one word. You remember double the number of words. For example, noisy, loud, quiet, calm, hot, warm, cold, chilly, fast, speedy, slow, sluggish. This way you're learning 2 words for each situation. So why not take advantage of this method? Try this exercise. Change the sentence to its opposite to practice. For example, the room was bright. You would change it to the room was dark. This method helps you remember words longer and understand the meaning of the word more deeply. It's a simple yet extremely effective technique. Learn vocabulary through daily habits. A great way to learn new vocabulary is by using your daily habits. Every morning you do so many things, so why not use those actions to practice vocabulary? For example, I woke up at 7 a.m. I brushed my teeth and made a cup of tea. Woke up, brushed, made, cup of tea. You can personalize this sentence to match your own habits. For example, I woke up at 8 a.m., I made coffee and went for a walk. Learning words through your daily routines doesn't just help you remember them, it also allows you to use them naturally in your everyday life. Practice listening to naturally remember vocabulary. To remember vocabulary naturally, one very effective way is to practice listening to English. When you listen, pay attention not just to new words, but also to the intonation. how the speaker expresses themselves. For example, you hear the sentence, "It's freezing outside." Freezing means very cold, a common way to describe cold weather in English. Exercise. Repeat the sentence with the same intonation and imagine the situation when you hear this. Picture yourself standing outside, feeling cold. This sentence will help you remember the word freezing naturally because you've connected it to the emotion and the real-life situation. Spaced repetition. Review over time. One very effective method to remember vocabulary is spaced repetition. It's a simple yet powerful technique that helps you move vocabulary from your short-term memory to long-term memory. So, what does spaced repetition mean? It means you repeat the vocabulary at increasing intervals over time. For example, today you learned the word delicious with the sentence, "The cake was delicious." 3 days later, you review the word again, but with a different sentence. "The pasta was delicious." This helps you remember the word for the long term, rather than just for that one day. Practice tip. Use flashcards, vocabulary apps, or simply write the new words in a notebook and review them daily. Smart vocabulary learning schedule. To learn vocabulary effectively, you can follow a smart learning schedule that helps your brain retain words for the long term without feeling overwhelmed. Suggested learning method. Day 1. Learn 5 new words. Day 2. Review the 5 old words and learn 5 new words. Day 3. Review 10 words and learn 5 new words. And continue like this. After 7 days, you'll have 35 words that you've reviewed multiple times, which helps you remember them for a longer time. This is a very smart and scientific way to learn vocabulary, allowing you to absorb new words while still keeping the old ones fresh in your memory without much effort. To summarize, don't just memorize words. Connect them with emotions, images, and real-life experiences to remember them for the long term. Remember, you can definitely learn vocabulary easily if you follow the right methods. Don't hesitate to challenge yourself with the techniques we discussed in this video. Try applying one of these vocabulary learning techniques today and see the difference. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video of Kunzy in English.